Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. So today we're going to study this protocol writing. Protocol writing is also known as, some people call it synopsis writing, some call it a research proposal. So नाम बहुत सारे हो सकते हैं, लेकिन basic काम इन सब का ये है to give you a guideline on how to do your actual research work. So again, you can define a research protocol in many ways, but I like this definition in particular because very comprehensive है, and we're going to discuss this one. So a research protocol can be defined as a formal document. So by document, it means you have to write it down. Or like हमने पहले भी discuss किया था that many people they have research ideas. So anybody can come up with a research idea, but that does not mean that any research idea can be converted into an actual on-ground research. So in order to convert a research idea into an actual on-ground research, you need a roadmap, and this roadmap is known as a research protocol. So it is a formal document in a written form that describes the background, the rationale, objectives, design, methodology, statistical evaluation of the data collected, and the overall organization of the clinical research project that you want to undertake. So it's an overview of the whole process that you want to do in order to reach your objective of research. Now, the question arises, why to write a research protocol? What if I have a good idea and I make up a team of my colleagues or like-minded people and I just start collecting data, and probably I will finish my data collection and then I will do my data analysis, and when the results are in front of me, I'll start writing a manuscript. But as they say, easier said than done. So it is very important that whenever you plan a research project, and particularly a big research project involving humans or people, you need to write a clear research protocol. And there are some reasons that why you should be writing a research protocol at the start of your research. Number one, it helps the investigators to clarify their own thought process and to think about all the aspects of the study. Many of you might have already conducted some clinical research in your careers, and thinking of research is something different, but actually doing that research on ground is something different. And there are so many aspects that you have to consider while you have to do a research. For example, sampling technique, sample size calculation, recruitment of the patient, ethical aspect, approval of the institutional review board committee, or the institutional review board or the ethical review committee, funding. And there are so many different things that come up in your mind whenever you want to do a research. So it's always important that you formally document all these things that come into your mind while planning a research in form of a research protocol. It will help you to clarify your own thought and to think about all the aspect of the study you are planning. The most important thing that why one should write a research protocol is that it provides you a blueprint. It provides you a guiding map. And this map is not only for the individual, but also for the team. And this map is actually a structured work plan. And we are going to discuss the details in this lecture, but it provides you a structured work plan that what do you need to do and when do you need to do and how many people need to do at what time, at what a particular time frame. And it also helps you to give formal responsibilities to your different team members. If you remember, while discussing the ICMG authorship criteria, we discussed that people have to fulfill certain criteria in order to become part of the authorship team. But again, not everyone can do everything. So it might be a good idea to sort of formally give responsibilities to different colleagues, that what you need to do and what the other person needs to do. And if you have all these things written down in a formal document in form of research protocol, you can always refer back to that document, and that document can act as a guiding map for the whole team. Then obviously it is absolutely necessary to get an ethic review committee approval or the institutional board review approval for any research that involves human beings or animals. And in order to get that approval, again, you have to submit your research protocol. And the advisory team over there is going to review your research protocol, and they're going to see whether there are any ethical concerns, and they are going to either approve or raise questions. So this is another reason that you need to write a formal research protocol for your research. Apart from that, writing a research protocol before you undertake any research, it actually demonstrates that you are the right person for this right job. It shows your competence, that you have an adequate background, you have adequate knowledge, you have adequate resources, and you do have a work plan for the future in which you are going to pursue your research. So it also demonstrates that you are the right person for the right job. And again, because we know that some of the research projects that are being conducted, they cost a lot of money, and not every amount of money can be arranged out of pocket from the researcher's own resources. And for this, you have to apply for research grants, and you have to apply for funding bodies, either nationally or internationally, and what we call a grant proposal. So in order to write a grant proposal, again, you need to first of all write a research protocol. So writing a research protocol is going to help you apply for research funding as well. Apart from that, once you are done with actually conducting your research and now you're ready to write your manuscript, or you're ready to write your research report, or probably you're ready to present your research at a forum, if you have a good research protocol in front of you, it would actually facilitate writing a manuscript for you when the study is completed. Because you have a background, you know your rationale, why did you conduct the research in the first place, you know your limitation, you know the methodology in detail, and you have actually catered for all different steps that are actually involved in writing a manuscript. So writing a research protocol is ultimately going to help you to write a manuscript or an article out of that research. And this is very interesting. The world is changing at a very fast pace. And I'm going to discuss this in the end of this lecture, that research protocol nowadays can be a potential publication itself. So before even you start actually doing research, before you have results in front of you, before you have run your data on SPSS or any statistical analysis software program, you can actually publish your research protocol as a publication in an international biomedical journal. And I'm going to discuss the details later on.